Hi there. First off, let me introduce my little guys right here. And this one is Radar. And that one is Vulcan. And these are two males. I've had them for a few months now. They're a little excited because I've given them a new toy. As you can see, the paper. This is what's left of the tube that I bought at PetSmart. It came with like fluff stuff in it, and well, that's what's left of it, so I decided to stuff it with all the paper you see in here. This is basically my video in response to all the videos online about gaining the trust of your rats and trying to get them to like you and that sort of stuff. Basically, most people, when they're doing these videos, their rats are pretty trained and, you know, climbing all over them and stuff. And some people are like, how do I get to that point? Well, it can be kind of hard to get anywhere. When I first got these guys, they were pretty much terrified. But as you see, I opened the door and they start coming right out. Of course, they are a little excited. I just cleaned their cage, gave them a new little toy to mess with. See, he's starting to come out right now. It took me a long time just to be able to get to touch him like that, you know. See, he's still kind of, hey, what you doing? But you just mess with him. That's kind of what you got to do. You come over here, you gotta poke him a little bit. I will warn people, when you stick your fingers through the bars, be prepared to have them nip at you thinking you got food. They will do that. Vulcan's really bad at that, you can see. But don't be afraid. These guys right here don't ever hardly bite at all. They're more interested in what you're doing. Cool thing to do, what I started off with, is every time I came near the rats, I would say hi. And I've seen a few people say, feed them. They are sticklers for food. As you can see, I just gave them baby carrots. Just the regular carrots you can get, you know, at the store. Some little bag, already shaved and everything. You could definitely give them regular carrots, you know, just the big carrots with the green stuff still hanging off of it, but these were the cheapest. And boyfriend likes them, they like them. It's a win-win situation. Just treating on a budget. As you see, they really love their carrots in there. I've heard some people recommend it when you're trying to get them to like you and have attention, that to use yogurt on a spoon. I have yet to really find a yogurt that they like. That's just probably they're just them. And as you see, he's done now. He wants more. He's gonna come right on out. Now they used to start with I got Cheerios. It's simple. Let them take it from your hand. They used to start, they would take it, they'd run, they'd barely come out of the cage. They were always sitting like right here, and they'd never come out, like right there. That's where they would stop. And I eventually just started leaving the cage open all the time, and now these are unflavored Cheerios. They're just your basic run-of-the-mill. How many do you want to stuff in your mouth? Are you satisfied now? I got 2 in there. And sometimes Radar is definitely the most social of the two. He will come and sit right here and, you know, on the edge of the cage and check me out and say hi. And funny thing is, when I get up in the morning, they hear me. They will come and like jump on the side of the cage. They'll be hanging from the bars and just climbing all over the bars like little monkeys. And I will say that some people have recommended that when you have a more rambunctious rat that's more friendly and stuff, the others will pretty much follow their lead, and that is true. Vulcan back there hiding in the log didn't really come out very much, but he starts coming out a little bit more. He'll actually come and sit on the cage. He'll try to get down on the floor and wander around. That's my finger. Hey. But see, he just got my finger and it didn't really hurt. It was almost like barely, he's like, it's like barely touching it. They don't really bite down on the food when you give it to them, so if you're scared to give it to them, you can like hold it like that, and that's plenty of room for them to grab onto it. Or you could stick it at your very edge of your fingers, you can do that. That's really good about giving them a chance to smell your hand. See, they'll take it just like that. They're pretty good at that. Hey Vulcan, you want to come get a Cheerio? Or you just go, oh, did he drop one? You want to take his? Now, like I said, these are both boys. A lot of the videos I've seen have girls, and their boys are supposed to be a little less rambunctious than the girls, but these guys can be rambunctious when they want to. And this is kind of in between. Stop being a pig. They really do enjoy their food. Like I said, these are just basic, original Cheerios with not really any flavor on them, just regular Cheerio. So, I mean, obviously you don't want to give them a whole lot, but you want to try to start with something that they really like, you know, I got a carrot, you want that. And so I started with Cheerios, carrots, you know. It's a lot easier to give them treats that aren't store-bought all the time. And the carrots are a lot healthier for them. You gotta give them vegetables, and these guys, Vulcan especially right here, really loves potatoes. Mashed potatoes. Just mashed potatoes. Don't really have to put nothing in it. Basically just mash them up like you're gonna give them to a little toddler or something, and like a baby just now eating food, solid foods, and he goes bananas for them. I've tried hiding them under lettuce. I've made a whole little salad for them, hid the potatoes under lettuce and all that, and they pretty much, he pushed everything out of it and wanted nothing more to do with it except for those potatoes. So if you find that your rat prefers potatoes over yogurt, you can't find a flavor that they really like, you could try the potatoes. They also like sweet potatoes. You could mash them up just like you're making mashed potatoes and put that on a spoon and try that way. I haven't tried that yet because, well, I really didn't have to. This little guy right here, he lets you do stuff. While they're eating and taking stuff from your hand, like especially if you're holding it like this, each time when they start getting more used to taking the stuff from your hand, you can start putting it like, you start it on like the edge of your fingers and then start taking it back, and then just holding your hand out, and eventually they'll have to come find it. And you just put it farther back in their hand, and they'll eventually just start coming out onto your hand, and then they'll smell your fingers and stuff like that. And while they're eating and they start getting used to your hand, you could just reach in there and scratch them a little bit and mess with them. Just mess with them. Now, one thing that most people don't tell you in their videos is rats don't actually see very well. They have good hearing and exceptional smell, but they are not very good at, hey, okay, hey, trying to show people. There's Cheerio, it's right there. Cheerio. There it is, you little pigster. They don't see very well, so when you do really quick movement, like I'm coming at you, it scares them. So you gotta be slow and mess with them a little bit, and they can be a little leery of when you make loud noises. Like the type of cage I have has these little squishy latches, and sometimes when you're squishing them to close it, it'll slip out of your fingers and make a loud like metal noise, and it startles them. And as you can see, he's checking it out. He's like, wait, are you shutting the door? Do you have any more? And so basically, and I've gotten to where they'll come out onto this gate, and if you have a cage like this, you could do this. If you want to try to get them used to getting on your lap, you can just scoot really close, set the cage on your lap, and they will have to come out onto the ledge like so to find their food. And that's always a good way to encourage them to come out and check you out. And you can just start getting it farther and farther away, and they'll start getting closer. And he's a little piggy, and you've had too many already. See, he's already going to climb on me. He's going to do stuff like that. And you just slowly just touch him a little bit. You don't touch them a lot. You just barely touch them. Just enough to feel them. Just enough for them to feel it. And just imagine you're coming at them like a rat. You see how they're sniffing around and stuff? Well, you just go sniffing at them. Pretend like you're sniffing them. And it really works. And that's all I've got to say about it.